Watch BBN Tonight, 5 nights a week at 7:30, only on LEX 18. Count on LEX 18 News.
We have a recap of yesterday's Fancy Farm and what the two candidates running for governor had to say about each other. Plus, after a Somerset business catches fire Saturday morning, we hear from the owners about the immediate impact this will have and what the future holds. Plus, we share an update on Officer Nicholas Wilt, now out of the hospital, and what the community has been doing for him and his family. That and more. Sunrise Weekend starts now, 9 o'clock sharp on this Sunday, August 6th. Happy Sunday, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Evan Leek, Dane Ferroni here. We were hot yesterday. Today we're still hot. We're just going to be rainy and hot.
Evan, that's the forecast.
We're done with the show. But I guess a little bit more than rainy. I know there are some severe storm potential. So
we even saw some of that rain already this morning. You might have woken up for some of that rain. Those roads are still a little bit slick, but we are going to deal with some pretty hot temperatures again. And like Evan said, some storms and showers later on tonight. So we kind of going to get a taste of everything today. Looking at Max Track, all of those showers and storms are moving way to the east now. So we're mostly nice and clear and quiet. But like I said, it's going to be hot today. So if you're looking for another way to say hot, we've got quite a few words that you can choose from. Today we're going to go with sweltering. It's going to be sweltering out there, nice and sweltering and humid, really. It's going to be muggy out there as well. Even seeing our temperatures and our conditions currently. Also, LEX 18 rooftop, pretty cloudy out there. We're also seeing a little bit of that wind coming in. So a little bit of a muggier and cloudier morning for you. 76 right now in Lexington, 73 in Jackson. Our dew points are also in those low 70s, which obviously is an indication that it's humid out there. You can just go outside and just can tell. But our severe risk for today is going to be under that slight and marginal risk for us. This actually slight risk moved a little bit farther to the west just a couple of hours ago. It was including all of central Kentucky. Now parts of eastern Kentucky are going to be in that marginal range. But everybody needs to stay weather aware for today. You'll see here on Future Track, over the next couple of hours, we'll see some isolated showers and a little bit of that cloud cover as well. And we'll start to see some more of that sunshine into the afternoon, which actually is going to help warm us up and also help fuel some of those storms later on tonight. We'll talk about that in a couple minutes.
Thank you, Ben. We're going to start with police looking for a suspect who drove into a Lexington gas station early this morning. Take a look. Just after 2 a.m., police responded to the Thorntons on North Broadway after reports that a car had drove into the exterior of the building before speeding off. As you can see, the front window has been damaged. Luckily, nobody was hurt. Lexington police tell us they have no suspect information at this time as they wait to review security footage. If you've driven to Nicholasville recently, you've probably seen a barn on the side of the road, but not anymore. Crews were out at 7 o'clock this morning as they worked to move the barn from its original home to a new farm. The Jessamine County Sheriff's Office was out there too as they blocked the road to traffic off. Jonathan Judy led the charge on moving the nearly century-old barn, and despite a little bit of rain, they were able to make things move smoothly.
I've been moving them all my life, but it was a little bit nerve-wracking with this one, with everybody watching and trying to get across Nicholasville Road without anything happening, but it was all secure and it all worked out great. The barn is extremely stable and it worked out wonderful.
Judy says the process went quicker than he imagined. He says all in all, it was about a 10-minute process to move the barn to its new home. The political picnic at Fancy Farm marks the start of the campaign season, and the candidates for governor made it clear the battle for Kentucky's governor's office is going to be a loud and a long one. LEX 18's political reporter Carolina Buchek has coverage from Western Kentucky.
At the Fancy Farm picnic, politics and barbecue are both on the menu.
As important as barbecue is to Fancy Farm, there was a more important question here than just are you team mutton or team pork? The big question of the day was definitely are you team Cameron or are you team Bashir?
And the crowds for both sides delivered the noise. So much so that if you were hoping to actually take in the speeches and hear what Governor Andy Bashir or Daniel Cameron had to say, think again. The crowd was so loud, it was incredibly difficult to actually hear anything. But at Fancy Farm, there is a bit of a formula. The candidates are not only expected to make their pitch, but also take some good shots at one another. And both Cameron and Bashir delivered.
This governor lies more than a Hunter Biden tax return. But if you're willing to lie about a grand jury, he's willing to lie to you.
Cameron tried to tie Bashir to, quote, radical ideology.
We can build a future that's based on true Kentucky values instead of the Bashir-Biden radical ideology. Governor, I know you guys are obsessed with pronouns these days, but come November, yours are going to be has and been.
And Bashir tried to paint a picture of Cameron not showing up when it matters.
It is great to be back in Western Kentucky, where my family is from, where Jamie Comer pretends to live, and where Daniel Cameron will show up for a political rally, but not for tornado survivors.
And when it came time to make their case to voters, Cameron heavily focused on the culture war issues.
I will protect our children from gender ideology in the classroom and keep boys out of girls' sports. I will support our teachers and make sure they have the resources they need. I will make sure our schools are about reading, writing, and math, and they aren't incubators for liberal and progressive ideas.
And Bashir focused on continuing economic success, this time by appealing to the local sports crowd.
They're also known for championship football. They know when you're on a historic winning streak, you don't fire the coach. You don't sub out the quarterback. You keep that team on the field and you rack up championships. In Kentucky, it is our time to win.
And in November, it's Kentucky's turn to vote. At Fancy Farm, Carolina Butrek, LEX News.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell also spoke to the crowd at Fancy Farm yesterday. Some people interrupted him, yelling retire and ditch Mitch. The calls for McConnell to retire come weeks after the 81-year-old froze in mid-sentence while speaking to reporters on Capitol Hill. But McConnell returned a few minutes later to resume answering those questions. McConnell focused his remarks on Democratic Governor Andy Bashir, who's in a tight re-election race with Republican State Attorney General Daniel Cameron, as you just saw. Rescue crews found the body of an 18-year-old after a reported drowning in Laurel County yesterday. The London Laurel Rescue Squad shared these pictures of the rescue efforts on Facebook. They say just before 5 o'clock last night, crews were called to the B-Rock Trail for a possible drowning. They were told an 18-year-old went underwater while swimming and did not resurface. Pulaski County divers were able to find the body and have started recovery efforts. A popular Somerset thrift store went up in flames yesterday morning. LEX 18's Sydney Darden gives us a look at the devastation to the building and shares her conversation with the shop's heartbroken owner.
Firefighters returning to the smoldering flames of Good Samaritan thrift shop after an initial fire burned the building to the ground. Owner Dennis Greer spoke to me on the phone while he drove back from a family vacation in Florida. Fighting back tears, he says he's barely able to look at these pictures.
You stand to look at. I've actually not really tried to look at many of them.
And he's not sure how he'll handle the destruction that awaits him.
It's more my wife than it is anything. It's her whole world.
A world now reduced to a pile of broken and burned metal. As store employees tape off what's left of the building, first responders say they're still investigating the cause of the fire. This entire building also housed around 100 local vendors, many of whom, without this space, may be without a job.
A lot of great vendors in that store. You know, a lot of them depended on it for their lives. They were like family to us.
A family, he says, will rise from the ashes.
Everybody keep everybody in prayers. The Good Samaritans took a hard blow. The whippoorwill.
In Somerset, Sydney Darden, LEX 18 News.
Coming up on 909, $170,000. That's how much a week of generosity raised for the family of Louisville police officer Nicholas Wilt. From car shows and silent auctions to a night out, this week has been about helping Officer Wilt and his family as he continues his recovery journey. Wilt was shot in the head back in April during that mass shooting at Louisville Old National Bank. More than 100 days later, and he's back home continuing to recover. Last night, his aunt and uncle accepted the donation on his behalf, but also thanked the community for their continued support.
This community has come together and done all the things they have done. People that don't even know him, it's really made this process a little brighter and easier, given us a lot of hope, and we just don't want anyone to forget about him.
Employees from Old National Bank were also at the presentation ceremony to show their support and thanks for one of the many officers that did not hesitate to stop unimaginable violence. Obviously, that's happening in Louisville, but we've I think, followed that so closely here. So it's nice to see how much support has come for any of our first responders that went out that day.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, today we got to make sure we're staying weather aware. It's one of those big days, especially this afternoon and into our evening hours. So we got lots of cloud cover out there today, but don't let that fool you. It's still going to be hot. It's still going to be humid. We'll talk more about that after the break.
Why is this man so happy? He's got Advantage Checking from Community Trust Bank. CTB's got him covered with credit monitoring and identity theft protection, cellular phone replacement and repair, roadside assistance service, and travel and leisure discounts. And with his Advantage Plus interest checking, he'll never pay a CTB ATM fee no matter where he uses it. So be happy. Get Advantage Checking from Community Trust Bank.
Arby's doesn't allow unhappiness from 2 to 5 p.m. The foods are plentiful, the deals start at $1, and the frowns, oh, they better be upside down. Arby's, we have the meat.
My faith guides me as governor and as a dad. I'm a deacon in my church, and I believe that all children are children of God. These attacks on me by Daniel Cameron are not true. I've never supported gender reassignment surgery for kids, and those procedures don't happen here in Kentucky. When I took office, I vowed to support parents, because as parents, we know what's best for our kids, not politicians in Frankfurt or Washington.
This week on The Race, we're stepping into the world of education. We'll take a look at the culture wars over curriculum and how a Supreme Court decision could impact college admissions.
Sunday at 9:30 a.m. on LEX 18. LEX 18 Storm Tracker Weather in partnership with The Basement Doctor.
Is your home without AC? Don't sweat it. Save big and keep cool all summer long with Greenbox Heating and Air. Right now, save big on your next service visit with a $59 diagnostic fee.
Replace, repair, maintain with care at Greenbox Heating and Air.
Why should you hire the largest injury firm in the world for your injury case? Let me count the ways. Your case will be handled by your lawyer, a paralegal, and a case manager who's always in the office for you when your lawyer's in court. There's also a 24-hour hotline if you ever have a question or a problem. We've collected over $15 billion and won a lot. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. Lots of people hired us. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
For the world's greatest athletes, there is nothing like competing on the world's biggest stage. And when that stage is here, anything is possible. How about that? An Olympics unlike any other. The Paris Olympics, next summer.
LEX 18 News, winner of the Regional Emmy Award for team coverage.
Beat the heat this summer with major savings from Greenbox Heating and Air. Replace your HVAC system and get an air purification system for free. Plus, federal tax credit savings are available with qualifying systems.
Replace, repair, maintain with care at Greenbox Heating and Air.
Well, you're going to want to stay weather aware, especially for this late afternoon and into our evening hours for today. We already saw a couple of showers and storms rolling through early this morning. And looking at MaxTrack, a lot of those showers and storms already pushing further to the east, and we're staying mostly dry for right now. But we're dealing with quite a bit of cloud cover for this morning. But some of these showers accompanying lots of rain, almost over half an inch in some areas, especially into our southern counties. So quite a bit of rain falling with these systems overnight. And again, we're going to continue to see that potential for some more storms and showers as we head throughout the rest of our afternoon and into our evening. You'll see here on Future Track, not a whole lot going to be happening for the next few hours, just a couple of isolated shower chances for us and a lot of that cloud cover as well. Some more of these isolated showers could start to populate as well into our early afternoon, but then we're going to see a lot more of that sunshine, and that's going to help heat us up and get those storms later on tonight really firing up, especially as that front pushes in. But that's going to be later on tonight. You'll see here our severe risk is going to be including portions of all of central Kentucky, but under that slight risk more so to the northwest, and we're going to see that marginal risk to our eastern counties and southeastern counties. But everybody needs to stay weather aware for this evening and tonight, and also into tomorrow morning. We do have that severe risk for tomorrow as well. Most of central Kentucky, once again, going to be under that marginal and that slight risk for your Monday. You'll see here on Future Track, once we get a little bit more of a long form range for you, you'll see a lot of that cloud cover for this afternoon. And then around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, we're going to start to see more of those showers and storms really starting to populate and also into our late night hours. So this is going to continue for a couple of hours. We could be seeing a couple of these storms becoming strong or even severe ahead of this cold front. And behind the front, we're also going to be watching for that storm potential as well, mostly into our Monday morning, continuing into the afternoon hours as well. So just want to stay weather aware both today and into tomorrow. And behind that front, we're going to see a lot cooler temperatures, but still have a couple of isolated shower chances throughout the rest of our work week there. You'll see our LEX 18 rooftop camera showing lots of clouds for right now. It's going to start off that way, and then they're going to burn off, and we're going to see a lot more of that sunshine later on today. But temperatures are already in the mid-70s, 76 in Lexington, 73 over in Jackson, mid-70s farther south as well, and our dew points are in the low 70s. So it's feeling really muggy out there, very humid for us as well. I mentioned our temperatures are going to be climbing to the mid to upper 80s this afternoon. Going to get really close to those low 90s. Might be a little bit cooler than this depending on how long that cloud cover sticks around for us today. So we'll keep an eye on that. But over the next couple of days in regards to our rain and storm chances, again, both tonight and also into tomorrow morning through the afternoon is going to be our best chance for seeing some of these strong to severe storms. So stay weather aware. But that's not going to stop our isolated shower chances throughout the rest of the work week. We really have basically rain chances every single day this week. And looking at our future rainfall totals, this is for the next week. So the next 7 days, almost all of central Kentucky could be seeing anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches of rain falling. So quite a bit of rain is going to be impacting us over the next couple of days. And again, looking at today over the next few hours, mid 80s around lunchtime, climbing to those mid to upper 80s around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock before those storms roll through. And our winds, it's going to be a little bit windy out there, about 10 to 15 mile per hour winds throughout the day. And then as that front pushes through, those winds are really going to ramp up, especially as those storms come through as well. So anywhere from 15 to 20 mile per hour winds potentially tomorrow and into our Tuesday. Again, looking at that 8-day forecast for you, upper 80s for today. Again, stay weather aware for throughout the evening as well as into our overnight hours into Monday morning. And we'll see those temperatures cooling down a little bit into the low 80s for the rest of the week.
Thank you, Bain. It's 9:17. For the better part of 20 years, Lexingtonians cheered on the Legends as their hometown baseball team. But this year, it's a new chapter, a new identity. I caught up with some of our Lexington counterclocks to see how this inaugural season's been going. On a hot summer's day, there's nothing quite like being able to come and enjoy America's pastime, especially when it's right in your own backyard. We're here at Counterclock Stadium as the first season of the Lexington Counterclocks is just a couple weeks away from wrapping up, so we figured we'd go in, talk to some of the players, see if we can get on the field, and maybe even join the team. Let's go have some fun.
Thomas Dillard, infield, outfield. Lexington's a cool city to be in, and had some good competition, had some fun out here meeting the guys. So got about 2 months left, so got to finish strong.
Connor Owings, infield, outfield, mostly third. It was cool. The first couple weeks you kind of see some people filtering in and stuff, and then we see the rest of the year they're coming back in counterclock gear and stuff, and shirts, and a lot of kids and stuff. So it's been good so far.
I think the team has, started to kind of come together, especially towards the end of the first half, and we hit a little rough patch at the start of the second half. But I've enjoyed my time here. I think most of the guys have.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like Brant said, good group of guys. We've shown that we can win ball games. It's just it's baseball throughout the year. You're going to hit some rough patches, and hopefully starting this week, getting back to this home crowd, that we can get some wins.
That's better than I thought pitching home was going to go.
See that? Right there. Bombs, straight dingers. Out of here.
into a season, it's a new group of guys. You know, you got 28, 30 guys, and we like to have fun. Like you were talking about, this being the dream for us. A lot of us, you know, still aspire and think we can play in the big leagues and stuff, but you got to be where your feet are right now.
Any 5-year-old wouldn't complain that he's still playing, 20 or so years later. So it's just been cool and, thankful for the opportunity to still play.
Yeah, the second you get caught up in everything else, the pay, and I'm not doing well, then all of a sudden things become pretty difficult in this game. So you just got to simplify it and make it really fun.
Sometimes I like to get out here early, and I'll go stand in center field and kind of just look at the stadium and just think back to when you were a kid, and that's kind of crazy that you get to play in front of people for that's your job, and you're really blessed to be able to do that, especially in a great park.
Don't worry, I'm staying right here. I'm not quitting my day job. The Counterclocks are currently on the road for a few games, but will be back in Lexington this week for their next homestand, ready to face off against the York Revolution on Friday night. Friday is also Military Appreciation Night at the ballpark. Stick around. We'll have more Sunrise Weekend after this break.
It's a season like we've never seen. They're neck and neck. My goodness, it's so close, man. Oh my gosh. We have a winner. $1 million.
Now, Simon, any advice for these acts right now?
Don't hold back. Make this season special.
Summer won't last forever, but during Toyota's national sales event, you can make memories that will. Come on. There you go.
Where's my mom? Just be in the moment.
Make some memories in a new best-selling RAV4 or electrified RAV4 hybrid and get APR financing as low as 3.99% plus 2 years no-cost maintenance. Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, I'm Dr. Trish Takis, and I'd like to welcome you to Beaumont Family Dentistry. It is a privilege to introduce my daughter, Dr. Kyle Liebersuch, and Dr. Dustin Mayrand. Our priority is to offer premium dental care by using the most advanced technologies, including CEREC same-day crowns, implants, Invisalign, and scanners that take images of your teeth, eliminating messy impressions. We offer oral and IV sedation as well as nitrous oxide to make your visit more relaxing. To learn more, visit BeaumontFamilyDentistry.com.
Churchgoers versus convicts. Who did Andy Bashir side with? Bashir unconstitutionally banned in-person religious services, sending police to track license plates of churchgoers on Easter, threatening worshipers. Meanwhile, Bashir ordered the early release of nearly 1,900 convicts. More than 800 faced new criminal charges, including murder and child sex abuse. Andy Bashir punished churchgoers, protected convicts.
The radical transgender agenda. It's bombarding our children everywhere we turn. And Andy Bashir is bringing it home to Kentucky. Bashir supports allowing young children to undergo permanent gender-changing surgery. Bashir even vetoed a bill to ban doctors from performing sex change surgery, even chemical castration on underage kids. It's sick, but true. Child sex changes with permanent consequences. That's Andy Bashir's Kentucky.
Allison and Michael have been in their home for 10 years, and their bathroom really needed an update.
I like doing home projects. Would have definitely taken me longer than we have.
They needed a more convenient option, so they called West Shore.
The design consultant made it really easy.
I left for work with the kids, and they showed up. Morning.
Have a nice day at school.
By dinner time, we had our bathroom.
LEX 18 News is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. You're watching LEX 18 News Sunrise Weekend.
Welcome back, everyone. It's about to hit 9:24. People in a Lexington neighborhood are coming together after a tragedy in their backyard. LEX 18's Ricky Sayer was at Pine Meadow Park yesterday, where those neighbors showed how their community can rise above what happened.
While it may look like a simple dinner, this cookout is offering something more for a community affected by gun violence.
It affects all of us. We have to do something.
That something was this event in the same park where 16-year-old Christopher Valdez was shot and killed in July. Steve Drayden lives nearby.
I was upset. I didn't know if it was a neighbor who was shot. I didn't know anything yet, so it was visible. I was crying.
Valdez doesn't live in the neighborhood, but people like Lamont Nolan says it doesn't stop many of them from being affected by his death.
It's just a youth. It's someone's child that tragically lost for no reason. So to have this event still in his honor is still a good thing.
Nolan says the purpose of this event is to show the community the park is still safe. He said it was organized by a neighbor of his who couldn't be here today.
It touched her heart so much that she wanted to do something. And so this is that something because it's regular people doing something that changes everything.
When Lexington helped organize the cookout, City Council member Jennifer Reynolds said the way for any community to heal is through events like this one.
I'm just really impressed that this neighborhood decided to get together and to have positive activities in the park.
Drayden says events like this will help neighbors realize they are still a community, along with decreasing any fears.
I'm hoping that just being here and seeing the park being used, I think that will make them a little shy to bring their kids out.
A neighborhood cookout, helping a community move forward. In Lexington, Ricky Sayer, LEX 18 News.
Here's your lottery jackpots this morning. The Mega Millions still well beyond the millions. $1.55 billion up. And tomorrow's Kentucky Powerball jackpot back down at $145 million. Really chump change compared to $1.5 billion.
Nothing.
Right?
Nothing at all.
Oh, boy. How's our forecast look?
It's a little bit hot out there, a little bit humid. We do got to watch out for some severe weather as well. So you want to make sure you're staying weather aware today. We're going to be under that marginal and slight risk for all of central Kentucky, especially for our evening hours. That's going to include tomorrow as well. So want to stay weather aware both today and tomorrow, especially in the morning hours on Monday. Our temperatures, though, are going to be cooling down to the low 80s throughout the rest of the work week. So that heat, that humidity, at least that's going to be going down for a little bit.
We'll take what we can get at this point, right? Just a little bit of humidity down. That's all I need. Thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
LEX 18, streaming local news 24/7. Search for LEX 18 on your device.
Dive into end-of-summer savings at Don Franklin Family of Dealerships. Choosing thousands of new and pre-owned vehicles. We have the largest inventory in the state. Or buy your next vehicle completely online with Franklin Fast Pass. Hurry into Don Franklin or DonFranklinAuto.com.